I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good week. To be honest, this week hasn't been the cleanest. It's been a little bit scrappy. Price action hasn't been great. There's been a few false breaks of structures, a few bias changes. But you got to remember, guys, at the end of the day, if you can be profitable in these sort of weeks, then you're good to go. And that's exactly where our risk rewards comes in. Even if you're having a bad week and you've lost a couple trades, even if you've lost 3 trades, you just need that one good one and it completely changes the whole week. Let alone on the good weeks when you're hitting 3-4 take profits. It's just unbelievable. Right, anyway, let's get into this one. So I wanted to go over USDCAD today because it was a little bit of, not a confusing one, just a little bit more advanced as such. Okay, so there's a bit more thought process behind it. Okay, so let's mark out what I originally had. So I originally had this one here, okay, because I saw that inside the hourly we had our last bearish candle before the impulse, okay, which broke this structure here, and also wick broke this structure here. Okay, so it was a very strong area down here somewhere. Okay, so why did I change is a lot of you have been messaging me. Well, simply because you see how high this selling pressure is down here. Okay, it's just constant selling. Okay, as soon as this little bit of consolidation started happening, you got to think to yourself, why is it consolidating here? Maybe I've got my area of interest slightly wrong. Okay, so I was going to explain my thought process basically. So as soon as this happened, this consolidation, okay, I'm basically looking for a higher area of interest. Okay, so the first thing I saw is this candle here, this little bearish candle. I then went down to the hourly. Let's go down to the hourly and had a look inside that. Okay, so inside that we've got this candle here. Okay, this one here. Okay, so we get a nice strong impulse of this candle. So I thought, okay, this is cool. Let's go down to the 5 minute. Let me go back. Okay, cool. So here is our area of interest from the hourly. We're now on the 5 minute. Okay, so what have we got inside this box? There's actually 2 quite valid candles that you could have chosen from. Okay, this one here and this one here. Okay, I chose the lower one. Okay, I chose this one here. I'll explain why in a second. Let me mark this one out. Okay, so not only did this candle here have inefficiency. Okay, what do we mean by inefficiency? We've got pure buying between the 2 points. Okay, you see how the wicks don't match up, yeah, whereas they do here. We've got no gaps. Okay, it's essentially just a gap. Okay, it's an easier way to think about it. Not only have we got that, it's been completely unmitigated. Okay, we haven't come back down. Okay, well, you could say, well, so is this one, so why is it not this one? Okay, sometimes you have to sort of pile the confluences together. Okay, we've got this here, right? A triple top. We've got 1, 2, 3. What's a triple top to a retail trader? It's resistance, right? So what they're going to do, they're going to sell it. Okay, which as we can see they did. Okay, they came into 2 pips profit. They're absolutely buzzing, and as we know, they get taken out. What caused this initial impulse up here? It was this one, right? This is also lower, and it's got inefficiency. Okay, so for me, I really liked this one here, and I chose this one. Okay, so let's go back out to the 4 hour and let's just have a little overview of what that looks like. Okay, so let me put this one back on. I don't know why that's gone. Okay, so now we've got 2 areas of interest. I'm not ignoring the lower one. I still like the lower one. It's just that this higher one here, because of this consolidation, is also going to be very valid for me. Okay, so let's go down to the 1 hour and let's just watch price. Okay, so we almost let's go down to 5 minutes, a bit clearer. We almost hit it, but we didn't. Okay, we're still not interested. Let's slow it down a bit. It's a bit rapid. Bit slow now. All right. So it was just messing about. It came up. I wasn't worried. I still have my alert set on the open. I'm not worried about anything other than these 2 areas of interest here. Oh, let me delete that. Okay, so bang. Okay, now it's really important here to think about the size of your area of interest. Okay, for what time frame you're going to use. If we look at the size of this area of interest here, we're literally looking at a 3 pip area of interest. Okay, Now for me, there is no reason why I need to sit on the 5 minute, I need to wait for this high to break, okay? If I'm right in this area of interest being correct that we're going to reverse from, okay, there's no reason why I can't do it on the 1 minute, okay? That's how precise we're looking to do things, okay? And as we can see, we hit this 1 minute to the pip, okay? Literally to the pip. And remember what this box is, okay? Don't forget what this box is. It is a 5 minute unmitigated inefficient order block from down here, which caused the initial push, okay? So let's go back to the minute, and just like in the other videos, all we're going to do is we're going to mark out our high, okay, in this case on the 1 minute, and we're just going to wait for a 1 minute closure above this, okay, for a breaker structure. So let's just watch that play out. And we're coming up, and we've got a candle closure, we want a body really, okay, so there's our body closure, okay, so we've had a break structure, we've broke above our recent high. Now what we need to do is we need to find our order block, okay, to set our limit from. Now we've got two candles here that are potentially usable, okay, we've got this one and we've got the lower one down here. For me personally, I like the lower one. We've got the added confluence of, we've got a gap, we've got inefficiency, it's only small but it's still valid here, and obviously it caused the initial push, okay? Not only that, but it's also reacted to the pip off of our area of interest, okay? So let's go down to the minute and let's find what that's going to be. Okay, cool, so that's obviously going to be this one, right? That one right there. I actually use this candle here, even though it's not a bearish candle, it was the last candle before the impulse, just like Tans explains on his videos. It can be the other candle sometimes, okay? So in terms of entries for this, we've got the standard 50% procedure. So let's mark out that. Let's go for our buy limit there. Okay, in terms of stops, these purple lines, okay, is a 5 minute order block, okay, from the left. What do we need to remember about order blocks? It can come to the 50%. Okay, it's not always going to come to the open, it's not always going to come to 50%, okay? So in this case, I decided, even though it was a lot bigger, I was going to set my stop loss underneath, okay? But it's almost a 5 pip stop loss, it's not great, but when we look at the targets, you'll see why I still took it, okay? It's just to be safe in this sort of circumstance. Remember, this trade isn't a generic trade that, you know, you're going to take. It's a little bit more complex, okay? So now what we need to do is we need to work out our targets, okay? So our first target, if you like, can be the 15-minute significant high, okay? So we're already looking at our 1 to 10, our 1 to 9.8, okay? So that's great. You guys are doing FTMO, you know, that's almost a pass just in one trade. There's nothing wrong with that. However, I am looking for those bigger risk rewards, okay? So what can we notice here? Where's our recent low? We had this recent low here, and this candle here is what caused that, okay? We've also got the higher one, but we're going to look for the lower one for now for targets. So let's mark out that, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to set my TP1, I'm going to close half my position right there. So all I did is mark that out, and I set an alert on it, and I said when that goes off, I'm just going to close half the position. What's the risk reward? Is it good enough for me? It's a 32, okay? 33, nothing wrong with that. 33% from one trade is great. Let's go down to the minute and just watch it. Hang on, I don't know why this has moved. Oh, pause. Okay, there, let's go. Okay, so perfect, there we go, we're in. I don't know why this keeps moving. Okay, so we're in. We've got our stop loss underneath our 5 minute order block to the left, just in case. We did get a little bit dipped down, but nothing much, okay? Let's mark out our 5 minute previous significant high. So I'm going to go break even here. And I've already found my TP1. Okay, so we're break even. Let's watch on the 15. Okay, this was really nice here. I like this. This is no cause for concern. We've got a little fake resistance. I like that. It's another confidence for why we need to push higher. Let's go to the hourly. No need to watch on our 15. Okay, don't get worried about these dips. These dips are always going to happen. Okay, perfect. So what happened? Okay, we did actually react off the order block that caused this break of structure here. Okay, and that's why it's really important to look for your targets before you're even in the trade. Okay, so I took about 15% of this DP1, and I've still got the rest of the trade. Obviously I use 2%, I don't use 1%. I've got the rest of it going. Why have I still got the rest of it going? Well, we do have quite a strong liquidity zone up here, okay? As a longer term swing, we're looking at a 1 to 70, okay? So on my second position, potentially 70% in one trade, so I'm definitely still interested in leaving that running. Okay, so I hope that made sense. If it doesn't, you can always message me. I don't mind at all. Message me in the Discord or personal message, I really don't mind. This trade's been a little bit more complicated than the normal one, but I thought it was a good example of how you need to react to the market sometimes. Let's go over it just one more time. So we had the break on the daily, so we were looking for buys. We had our initial point of interest, okay, here. Why here? Because it was the lowest point before we broke here, okay, this high and this high here, so we had a sort of double break. Price was really strongly coming down. It started to consolidate, so I thought, okay, let's look for a higher point of interest. We found that higher point of interest from the hourly and the 5 minute. We reacted off that to the pip, and then we got our entry. Okay, so that's that one, and I'm about to do another video for Euro Pound, so I'll see you there.